hello everyone, welcome to Technical channel. And today we are going to see about Python modules and how to import them and use them. So, starting with our coding part. So, as you can see, we are going to see what are the modules and how to import them. Now, for this activity, I have just created two modules. Modules are nothing but just a Python files that we have created. Now, to explain you that, you can see that how Python is actually, you can say, how Python maintains its files. So, first of all, Python have a library. Then Python what they say classes. Third, Python have what they say modules. Now, I have written this into the different order. Then what it should be. I should like this. And modules have classes. And the classes have what they say functions. So this is how the Python actually you can say created or structured. Now talking about this modules, how modules are created. Basically, library is like the main folder that you have. Then the modules are something like the files in the main folder. These are what we call modules. And in the files, if we are using object oriented programming, then we define some classes, and these classes will have some functions. So this is how the Python maintains its files and codes. Now in this format, basically we are going to see what are the modules. So as I have suggested you, the files in a folder is what they say modules. Now I have already created the modules for you, and the modules are nothing but just this. In these modules, I have added simple functions like add and multiply, and in the module 2, I have added simple functions square. Now, let me try to tell you how to import them. Now, when importing anything, we have to use the keyword import, and then what we can do is okay. If I want to import this, first of all, naming convention. As you can see, I have spaces and special characters in my name. So first of all, we have to correct it. Let's say for now, I will say Python modules. I'll put a underscore, or maybe there is no need. I can just simply keep it like this. Okay, I will say from Python modules. From Python modules and import what they say module 1. Okay, and in the similar way we can say import Python modules dot module 2. Now this is how we import the modules. Now this is the one method. We'll say this is one method. The other method for importing a module is other method is just putting the reference, or basically it is easy to read. If you say something like okay, from python modules import what to import module 1 and module 2. So as you can see, as you have already probably guessed that okay, which is the most you can say quite a useful one and efficient one, I will say the second method. I will prefer you to use second method for importing this. Now when I try to use this function, let's say we have a is sorry A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 2 or 3. And if I try to call this function like, okay, I want to use module 1 dot. As you can see, when I put a dot here, it shows me what are the functions that are present in the module 1. Let's say I am going to call the add function here, and I am going to pass these, you can say what they say, arguments. And when I run it, I forgot to actually print that. Okay, I want to print that. As you can see, we actually get to print our output and that is 4, which is correct. But before moving forward, I want to say you one thing, that what what is happening here in this. As you can see, we have created a PyCache module, PyCache folder. Basically, what this does is, basically it is going to create some cache memory, and what this cache memory does is, it basically says, okay, I have created this folder Python module as a, you can say what they call it, a library. And in the library, there is two Python files present, and what these Python files are, modules. Now, in this situation, it works, but there are some instances we have to put something called as init file. Not in this, but in the Python modules. If we put init here, underscore underscore init underscore underscore dot Python. Now, in this init function, what it is going to do is, it basically initializes this Python modules. And when basically we are going to use that is when we are actually trying to compile our code. And when we are compiling our code, we have to tell the, you can say, any system that, okay, this is a helper module, or you can say this is the module that I want to use, import regularly, or import in the notebook, or I want to use that. Basically, that is when it is quite useful. So that's why never forget to put this init file, and maybe you can keep that empty too. There is no need to actually fill anything in it. You can just put it here and keep it as a placeholder. So there is no need to do that. Okay. So as you can see, we have created a module and we have used this module to import the functions that are present in it. So I hope with this the modules are actually clear. And about importing them, that is as quite as simple that you have seen actually. So at the backend, what is happening is, at backend, but actually I have told you about all about the module that for a, you can say, you need for work, but it is never too much, or you can say too less of a knowledge that you can gain. So that's why at the backend, what is happening is, it is defining, or you can say indicating Python module, Python modules as a library. And in the library Python modules, we have different modules, and modules are nothing but Python, and this Python file are what contains the actual code. Now in some cases we have different classes in the modules. Of course, that is what going to clear when we are trying to study about the object-oriented programming. But it is never, you can say, anything which is basically, it is never going to hurt you to learn some things in advance to basically make sense of those things when we are actually going to tap into them, right? So, as, right. So, as you can see, okay, I want to now do one thing. Okay, we are in the model, right? Yeah, we are in the classes. So in the classes, we have functions. This is what you must be aware of every time. So basically, this is what they say, the feel of Python. I will basically, this is what I say, the feel of Python. Basically, you create some Python notebooks or you can say Python files and you import them in your code to basically manage the code in the hierarchical manner. And this is the hierarchy of, you can say, Python, or you can say rather than files, I will say hierarchy of code. So that's how the Python have a hierarchy when we are coding as well as when we are in the development phase. Okay, I will also show you also we have actually completed 5 concepts. So after that, I am going to actually create a simple project too. Maybe rather than creating project now, what we can do is we can just simply learn about some comprehensions, and after learning these comprehensions we are going to create a simple project, or maybe we can take a previous project and then improve on that using the current knowledge that we have. Basically the arguments, keyworded arguments, default and keyworded arguments, and basically how what are the common beginner errors and how to debug them. And also we are going to see about lambda functions and the current things that we are working on, like Python modules and imports. And it is also going to include something like list comprehensions, tuple comprehension, dictionary comprehension, and other things. So that can be the motive of our next or upcoming videos. Basically, after completing the comprehension, we are going to create a simple project, or maybe let's do one thing. Let's just improve the statistical analysis tool project that we have done in the beginner level beginner level projects, and we are going to use all these concepts in that. Yeah, let's final that. So let me just write it into the curriculum that that after comprehension there is going to be a project, and this project is going to have improvement in what they say, yeah, statistical analysis tool using current knowledge. So I hope this is going to be a really good project or learning uh, outcome for you all. So I have mentioned that in this video, as well as I have written that in our, you can say, uh, what they say. I have that noted that in our, you can say, curriculum. So I will tell you shortly, shortly when you're going to do. So next video is going to have list comprehension, and let's wait for that. So with this, thank you for all, and we have actually completed our Python modules. Thank you.